Hey everybody, it's really good to see you here today, and I just want to thank you for taking the time to push the play button once again. My name is Bill Reinecke. I'm with MLM Science on this channel, and today I just want to just share just a few minutes. Won't be a long video, but I just want to share about my progress that I've made over the last couple of weeks. I launched this channel about 2 weeks ago, and I had planned on doing it. It just got, I really just found the opportunity and the time on my hands. What happened, and if you just started following me, my first video, I started it on this channel the day after I was laid off from my job. And you know, it's one of those things that you know, I can't say that that I didn't see it coming. You know, the writing was on the wall. Call it self-fulfilled prophecy, but you know, when you go into a room and you know, people are just acting different, and you know, it doesn't take a genius to know something's going on socially. So you know, I think it's a complicated, long story, but I will say that I did a great job developing a program, and I trained my replacement, and you know, they got what they needed, and so I got what I needed. I've got some time on my hands, and you know, while I am putting out applications, I'm really working hard at my my network marketing business, my MLM business, and my internet marketing business that I've been doing now for 5 years. So I wouldn't recommend anybody quit their job to do this, but you know, I think it's one of those things that you just have to keep working at. And you know, when you find yourself in a situation like this, it's not like you're starting from ground zero. I definitely feel that way at times. I've got so many different irons in the fire, and I've got so many, you know, I got a project that it's just lots and lots of loose ends that once I get them all together, they'll come together. And so I just got to focus on, you know, one loose end at a time, and it's definitely a work in progress. So that's been my focus. You know, I don't let it get me down. You know, I just have started doing some things. What it's done is it's pushed me out of my comfort zone. And you know, for one thing, starting this channel, I've done videos, done a little bit of video marketing, but really not to this degree. And so I set kind of a lofty goal over the next year. I don't know what I'll be doing next month. I may, you know, be out in the field. I'm a social worker by trade. I love what I'm doing. I love, you know, the idea of a home business, and that's what I've been working on for a long time. But I have made a goal to do 2 videos, basically average 2 videos a day on my channels, or 2 podcasts. So next month I plan on launching a podcast. I've got that in the works. So I'm definitely, you know, it's pushed me out of my comfort zone. I've had to, you know, a lot of things, like there's days I don't feel like doing videos. It's just still kind of scary to get in front of the camera, but you know, what helps me is knowing that I'm not really talking to a camera, I'm talking to you. And so that's, you know, the way I've got to think about it. And that's awesome. So I realize that, you know, our multi-level marketing businesses are built around relationships, and this is one way to do that. And so I've been, you know, kind of my backstory with multi-level marketing is I've kind of been in it, or been approached, or it's always been kind of in front of me for years, since I was in my, you know, early 20s, and I've tried it in different companies, and even had a you know, a fair-sized organization where I was making a little money. It was a lot of work, and I call it like spinning plates. The minute I quit spinning plates, they wobbled and it fell apart. So the company I'm in now, it's my second time in there. Excellent company. It was awesome the first time. You know, I gotta say, the first time I got in there, it was I was recruited online, which I kind of liked, and then but I kind of bought into some hype and some things that I found out once I got in there weren't, you know, the promises that were made, the support that was supposed to be there wasn't there. So, you know, I don't fault the industry for that. I don't fault, you know, the company for that. It's the feet on the ground. It's the marketing force, if you will, that's out there that you know, that everybody wants to call a scam. That's what gives this industry a black eye. So I've never faulted the industry, never faulted the company. I did get out of the company, and for 2 years I went around trying to replace the product and finding something comparable, maybe cheaper. what I found in my particular case for the product is I didn't find anything that was close in quality or to do what it did, and I didn't find it that was any cheaper, you know. So I thought, well, you know what, I'm just going to sign back up, and this time I'm going to go in there, I'm going to call the corporate office, and I'm going to have them direct me into the direction of somebody that's really actively building a business. So they did, and I met this wonderful person, but their ways of building the business are still the old ways of, you know, making a list of your warm market, your friends, your family, the people you work with, going out, just talking to everybody, show the plan. And I'm busy, you know. I've got I work full time, and except for right now, but I'm still working full time. But I just get to do what I'm loving, so it's kind of bittersweet. I got laid off, but on the other hand, I'm, you know, working at my business. So anyway, I digress. And then, you know, I work full time. I've got a family. I've got kids. You know, I've got children that 35. I got my oldest will be 35 this September, and you know, and I've got them all the way down to 13-year-old twins. You know, the household of kids I've got right now are you know, are adopted. You know, and I love them. They're my kids. They wouldn't know, and I wouldn't know any different, you know. So I love kids. I love my family, you know, and I'm happily married. So that keeps me busy. So I really don't have time to be out there just meandering around, kind of going through the numbers and just, you know, talking to 1,000 people to get, you know, one yes. And so when I realized that I wasn't going to build the business the old way, and when my sponsor, the person brought me in, realized I wasn't going to go along with it either, they just kind of left me alone. So I've been using the product, but since I've been in for the last 2 years, every day. It's a big part of my life, and I can't imagine my life without it. And the other part is that I have spent the last 2 years reverse engineering and looking at what people that are building the business online, using my internet marketing experience, are doing. So that's where I'm at. So this has given me a tremendous opportunity to bring this to the forefront and be able to start beginning to provide value to you and others out there, so that you can go out and, you know, learn from me and learn from the things that I'm actually implementing now, and you know, take that into your business. Or maybe you're not in an MLM business yet and you're thinking about it. So, you know, there's the internet and the marketing methods that are out there, and the automation is amazing. So it doesn't take the place of relationships, but what it does is it allows you to have leads come into a funnel, and by bringing them into that funnel, you provide value, and on many levels, and then it qualifies those leads. And when they basically, for lack of a better term, come out the other end, they're a qualified lead, and then you get to meet them and really decide, and they get to decide if they're a good fit. So I've been building this infrastructure and system of recruiting and training people who join me on my downline. Now, this video and this channel is not about, you know, my organization. And I'm not here, and I never will pitch my business on this channel. This is just what I'm doing. And so the idea is that you could take these same concepts and use them in your business. Nothing would touch me more than to know that the market, this industry, the multi-level marketing industry, the network marketing industry, actually started to be seen for what it is. So that's really my goal and my emphasis on this part of my business. I've been focusing on how I can offer support and value to those who join my downline. So I've really been doing a lot of work on putting that together, and I realized that one of the real weaknesses that people that come in is they don't know how to market, they don't know how to run traffic, they don't know how to get conversions, and the people in their upline don't know how to do those things. So, you know, people revert back to old habits and familiar ways, and so you really can't fault the uplines or people that just don't know. But this creates a tremendous opportunity for us and those of us that are coming along and really wanting to get on that cutting edge. And so I'm working on a training, a support site where people will come in, they'll get ongoing training. I'm going to have ongoing coaching. I have an outline already of what's going to come there, so I'm really working on that. And I'm going to share and implement the same system I'm using with people that come in to my downline. So that's, you know, duplication. So there's that training and that piece. So that's where my mind's at and where I'm working. The third thing I'm working on is it becomes really overwhelming when you have so many things going at once. So I'm really working on not becoming overwhelmed. In that sense of overwhelm, I'm working on managing that a little better. And the way I'm doing that, and maybe you've experienced this before actually, maybe you have a home business and you know what I mean, but what I've gotten really good at is focusing on one thing at a time. I don't worry about the other 50 things out there that need to be done. I'm focusing on doing what I'm doing in the moment very well, and that seems to be working a lot. And that's something I think I've grown a lot in the last couple weeks over, because it just becomes like, wow, there's so much. And if I look at my to-do list today, I had over 60 items on there, and each one of those can be broken out into many steps. So that's what I've gotten good at, is focus. And I just keep my head down and I keep moving forward, and I don't look around or be looking at the clock, so to speak. And I'm just amazed at the things that get accomplished. And then the fourth thing that I really could notice that I would mention is that that I'm really feeling a sense of satisfaction. And so, for example, building this channel out, first couple videos went out and it was crickets, and so I realized that, and I realized that any startup online, whether it's a podcast, a blog, a YouTube channel, or what it is, it always starts out slow. So what I've really had to remind myself, and I want to encourage you and remind you also, is that whatever you do to get out there and share your business and share value, and build those relationships, just remember that it's not overnight. It's not an overnight success. It's not push button riches. And the thing that we forget is that we see a lot of people that are hitting it big on the internet, or they're having success, and we see that. But what we don't see is we don't see the journey that they took to get there. And so that is the thing that I really want to tell you, is it's a journey. And it's something that you just got to push yourself in. And when you're self-employed, you have to push yourself. And so that's the fourth thing that I already knew that, but I mean, it's something I've really had to put into practice. And again, I wouldn't recommend anyone quit their job to start a business. I mean, I know people who thought, well, I'm making a few dollars and I think I can really kick it to the next level. They quit their job and they realize that they shouldn't have quit their job so soon, and then they're really behind a rock and a hard place. And so they've got to just, it's kind of stressful, so don't put yourself in that situation, but just make it a part of your life and just keep moving forward. And that's the important thing. It's like, an anthill isn't built in a day. It's ants bringing out one little rock at a time, and that's kind of the way you got to look at it. So that's my update, my 2-week update, or 2-week or so update. I'm not sure where I'm at in my days as far as when I got laid off, but I'm definitely making progress. I'm feeling really good. In my first videos, I showed where I took an inventory of my assets in my business, and looked at what I had to work with, and it really gave me a sense of, kind of, when you feel like you're in survival mode, you got to kind of take an assessment, an inventory of what you've got to work with. And I realized I had a lot to work with. And so I hope you got something out of this video. Please, like the video and subscribe to my channel. For the first 30 days of this channel, I'm putting out a video a day, and then I'm going to go to 2 videos a week after that, as I kick off my podcast. And please subscribe, come along on my journey with me. If you have questions, put them down below this video. And that's all I got for you today. Until the next video tomorrow, have a great day.